What's up, cucks?
Wow.
Welcome to the W999 The Pip. I say again, welcome to W999 The Pip, your one-stop shop for all things stupid and fucking finance. I am joined by the one, the only, the deadly, the scary, the influential, the confidential good buddy of mine, the bullish lightning bolt, Mr. Jacob Flowers. Welcome to the Pipsqueaks podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. High energy, on fire, alive. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm not as high energy. You're throwing me off a little bit, but it's fine. You off? Not throwing me off, but I mean, before we really, I'm coming in high energy. I was like, okay.
What episode of the podcast is this?
4. Can you count that high? So bring up your fingers.
Oh.
We're gonna do 1. So
Which
bring
finger
up one
first?
finger.
Which finger first?
You know what? Dealer's choice.
Thumb.
Thumb.
So it's episode 4 of the podcast, and I'm on fucking fire on this one. I'm feeling it. It's a good night to be recording the podcast. We're coming at you live, not from New York, not from Amsterdam, but from the trading site, from the real life money machine right before the session. What's so special about this recording session? It is a day early.
Oh, nice.
It is a day early. We got our shit together. This is 4 days before we would usually record the podcast.
It is, yes. Because typically we started those and we're going to record every Friday, and then we recorded one episode Friday and the other 2 on Sunday.
Exactly.
Because we're great at time management.
Super great.
We're awesome. As traders and people that are very, very time specific. Are we time specific?
We're okay.
We're okay with it.
We're relative.
It's okay.
All is relative.
We threw it off a little bit, you know. We got a whole 1 episode down, and now we're here. We're back. It's a Friday. It is a Friday.
And is this the first time that we recorded the podcast on a Friday? That we said we were going to record on a Friday?
Other than the first one, yeah.
All that matters to me is that the sumbitch comes out on Monday.
That's true.
As long as it's coming out on Monday, I'm good with that.
You can procrastinate as long as you need, as long as you get in on time.
You know, if I have to be absolutely honest, though, we totally were supposed to record this podcast Wednesday.
So we're still procrastinating.
So we're still late, but we did that old trick where it's like, I'm going to set my alarm extra early just so I can get up on time.
Right, you got to be somewhere. You set your clock an hour behind, so you think you're running late.
Who does that?
An hour ahead.
Who does that? Who does that? No one actually does that.
Yeah, but you heard about that, right?
I mean, I've heard about it. I've heard about the Loch Ness Monster too. That shit ain't real.
No, wait, hold up.
You dare talk shit about Nessie?
I never said anything bad.
How
what do you
fucking
mean?
dare you?
I never said it. What bad thing just came out of my mouth?
It was the non-belief in the tone. Is what it was.
That's what you got from that?
That's what I knew from that. That's what I felt. It's all in the energy. Listen, taste, touch, sight, sound, psychedelics. That's how it works.
What?
All 5 senses.
No, what? No, look. The tone wasn't disbelief. The tone was that you are comparing the Loch Ness Monster with a clock.
Apples and oranges.
Nope.
Nope.
Not quite.
Nope. Nope.
That's not. I don't think that's how that works.
So
I hate that saying.
What, apples and oranges?
You can compare the two.
No, dude. It was like fucking. It's a board game, isn't it?
I did not know apples and oranges was a board game.
Oh, this early in the podcast, and I gotta put something on the screen.
You don't have to put it on. Let me do a little bit of.
Is apples and oranges a thing?
Apples and oranges board game.
Is it?
Apples to apples is.
Oh, interesting. Well,
apples to oranges is that thing where people say it's like, it's like, hey, can you compare these things? It's like apples to oranges, which means it can't be compared, but they could be compared.
Very interesting to me. Very interesting.
One's citrusy, one isn't. One's nice and crisp. One needs peel that is a little softer, has some little pulp things inside of it.
Exactly. Right. Both nutritious. If you eat
the core, you die.
Wait, what? If
you eat the core of an apple seeds and stuff,
they grow inside of you?
No, there's cyanide in it.
Stop.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
No. You don't gotta look it up, but like, listen, we don't need to look anything up. We are educated financial advisors living it up in the big city. Never mind. You should look it up. Do apples have cyanide in them?
Apple seeds contain amygdalin or something like that. It's a weird word. A substance that releases cyanide into the bloodstream when chewed and digested. However, apple seeds in small amounts do not contain enough to cause harm. However, it's better to spit out the seeds to avoid potential illness.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe you had something there.
I just know that, and I know that it could be very bad for dogs because they take less cyanide to become ill than we do.
Interesting how that works.
Yeah.
So
regardless.
So I got so seeing as this podcast is coming out the proper day, but it's being recorded on a different type of day, the trading week is not finished yet.
Well, we have one more day.
Normally, the trading week would be done by now, and then we could be like, hey, how was it? And then you can either say, hey, man, I blew my account again, or it's like,
again,
I fucking made $1,000 again. And this time, we still have one last chance to fuck it all up.
Yes, or fix it all.
Exactly, or fix it all.
I mean, okay, so we always start the podcast, it seems, with
Bitcoin.
Not Bitcoin. How was your trading week?
Right. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
How was your week?
How was my week?
How was
like my
week?
trading
week?
week?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about you, like on the inside. How are you doing?
How am I mentally? How am I mentally and emotionally?
How are you mentally? Oh, you know what? How are you physically with that bike?
With that bike.
You got a hold of that damn bike, didn't you?
I did. When did I get it? Do you remember when I got it? When I messaged you? Was it like Monday or Tuesday?
It was.
I think it was
Tuesday. Yep.
So I had it. I've done it twice now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did it today. I did it earlier. I go for 10 minutes, which isn't a lot, but I'm going to work up to it. And, I mean, it's not bad. Today I decided to do something a little different. Not much different, but I set it to like a medium difficulty.
Right.
And I get on it. And then for today, the last 60 seconds, I decided let's crank it up a little bit and go a little faster and really pump it the last 60 seconds.
Oh, you
and I
jammed
did that.
It up.
Yeah. Which was great. It made me feel way better after I got off of it because I was feeling like I always feel really bad. Not really bad, but my body's always like, you know what I mean? But after I get off of it, I'm feeling way better than I usually am.
Right, yeah. You're starting to get up in there.
So it's great.
Well, you've been like, we've been on conversations, like earlier we were exchanging some voice messages talking about working up a new strategy, a new trading strategy, trying to grind out some higher profile, like trade some better shit, like grinding the old stone. And
some consistency. Yeah.
And I was surprised you were like, I just got off the bike and now I'm doing some back testing. And I was like, you are a workhorse, my friend. I was like in the mountains hiking and you're just like, I got off my bike. I did the sweat. Now I'm doing so. I was like, this man is gathering data and just fucking sweating bullets over there. Like, and this is like 100% different from the way you were a couple weeks ago.
I'm not really sweating bullets. I barely sweat when I do the 10 minutes. I do, but I mean, I'm not going to try to get into my sweat here.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like one of those people that's like, I do this for 10 minutes and the next thing you know, I'm literally just soaking through my shirt here.
Yeah, right. Well, you'll get there because one of these days you're going to be like, you know what? Fuck 10 strength. I'm going to do.
Well, what my plan was do 10 minutes at the, sort of the medium level. Because the way this bike's adjustment system works is a little weird. It's like a screw thing and it's like belt and it like puts a little pad onto the belt. It's weird.
Interesting.
But, so I have it like set to medium to where it just doesn't kind of free spin. I have to do it with my legs and it's been working. I want to get completely used to 10 minutes to where it's like, that doesn't really affect me anymore, where I'm not like at the end of it. And then after that, take it up to 15, get used to 15, go up to 20. I want to get up to 30 minutes comfortably.
That would be killer. 25 to 30 minutes is like perfect for a good cardio session.
Yeah, and like a good card, not like a weak setting, you know what I mean? I want to get to like
something good.
Like a medium hard level and like be able to do 25, 30 minutes without completely destroying my lungs and feeling like I'm gonna die.
Uh-oh. The hour has sorry about that. Again with the fucking trade alerts.
We gotta close your MT4 before we record.
Go hit the sell button now.
Do it.
No, we're kidding. There's no trades happening at this moment.
So, how was your week?
My week was pretty okay.
Okay.
My week was pretty okay, and nothing special went down. Just been grinding out. Honestly, this week has been crazy exciting because we took our half-baked pizza that we had thrown in the oven a month ago, this trade plan with this great trade plan, and we threw it back in the oven this week. And she's cooking a little longer now, and we spent the last couple of nights grinding out some good info, grinding out some data, try to increase profits and all this thing. They're talking to some people, getting in DM contact with some people who know better, and asking them their advice, and kind of working on some things just because we're always leveling up around here. And it seems like, for me, that's a great ass week. You know what I mean? I learned a lot this week in the markets and trading and stuff. So that's a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm mega excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, the more we work on things, oh gosh, my MT4 is going crazy. Oh man. Anyways, sorry. I'm happy that, because like you said, we throw it back in the oven. I think what we have cooking up is going to be game changing, really.
Yeah, I swear to God. No, I'm totally down. Like, I haven't been this invested in adjustments to a trade plan and stuff in a long time. Like, things are really cooking up, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be, only time will tell, I guess, really.
I actually kind of want to talk about that too, because the podcast is like, I love our podcast, like, love it a lot. I think every podcast we do, I fall more and more in love with it, and I love the process, and everything has been great, and I think we're pushing out quality, and people have told us that, and we are forever grateful to those people who said that they like the podcast, and like, even if it only stays a couple people forever, it's like still worth it, and all these things, and it's great. But I know that in the podcast we get we'll try to be funny, we'll run around, we'll play some games, and do the comedy, the improv, throw it back and forth, and that's all well and great. But there's some honest to God, things that we could talk about, and some things that could be influential, and even if the podcast is a comedy podcast, or if it's this or that, sometimes you can squeeze a little bit of information, especially something like trading, which is just a bucket of information, just an ever expanding bucket. So personally, I'd like to just say, lately I've been really making an effort to improve myself, and I've been trying harder with a lot of things that are away from the charts, and that has been a really eye-opening experience. I've been starting to get back into reading, which I used to kind of back off reading for a long period of time, and it wasn't really my thing. I have a couple books that I like to read, and I'll piece through them, but I got this thing from actually Steffi Cohen and Hayden Bow. They're fitness, I don't want to say influencers, they're business people, and Steffi is a world-class powerlifter. She's a monster, and Hayden's a monster too in the business world, and he's just all around good dude. And I follow them on Instagram, and they do 10 pages a day. Like, they're always trying to get better, and doing Q&As, and when people are like, how do I become this, become that, they're just like, there's no how to, you just do it. And I really admire that, because it's a lot like trading. Trading is a lot like, how do I do it? It's like, you don't just how do you do it, you just fucking go. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's always great. So I've been trying to make an effort to read more, and every trade session, I read 10 pages, 15 pages out of a new book or a book until I rip through it. And it just changes my mindset. It just makes my brain just kind of spin the other way for a little while. Like, it's strange, right? It's like, audiobooks are cool. I listened to the Extreme Ownership audiobook by it's Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. I talked about their book before. I've been listening to that audiobook on and off for a long time, and listening to it is great, especially when it's being read by them in the audiobook. But reading books is just so much more. There's something different about it, and it's been really changing my mindset. That, as well as planning out and studying. I got a whole page here that's I might even read a little bit of it just to give the raw, because everybody I really hope that everybody who listens to the podcast, and everybody who is trying to better themselves, and if there's any message other than having a good time and having a really enjoyable, comfortable podcast to listen to, I would love to push self-improvement and love to push people to be better, because that's it's one of my biggest, it lights me on fire on the inside. And that's that it honestly, if I could live by one thing, or if I could live by one thing or own one statement or one phrase, it's find what sets you on fire on the inside, and then that is your tunnel vision. You know what I mean? And if so, you find,
Right.
like, if it's music, if it's being a music producer, if it's singing, if it's playing guitar, if it's cooking, if it's finance, if it's this, if it's that, if it sets you on fire, because everybody knows what it feels like when something sets you on fire on the inside. And when you find that, you will do nothing but to get that. And if there's ever a message that I could push, it is that. But I made this whole thing, I called it my mission list, and I got it written down right here. And I was like, it says, I got it in tabs, and I'll just, if you don't mind me reading a bit of it for a second.
No, no.
I was like, improve reading timing. I was like, here's books and knowledge. I was like, I want to get this. I want to finish the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I want to finish Extreme Ownership. I want to finish the David Goggins book, Can't Hurt Me. That's a great book. I want to finish these books, and then I have a list, and it's five, like a little ellipsy dots, and it's find five more books to start. And my plan is to find five more books, self improvement books to start ripping through, and then it says a minimum 10 pages a day, and I made, I signed it. I signed my name next to it. I was like, I'm making this promise to myself. And the next one is trading in money, and it was like, I have some things, and it was like, budget priority, write bills out, what's your next money goal, write new affirmations, start to journal your feelings during trade sessions. I have backtest last week's trades as like a reminder. I signed that, and then I got a productivity tab on the mission list, and it was like, make scheduling a priority, organize and plan, clean more, organize the house, like make sure you're organizing the trading space, create a new filter for trades. And like, then I have my fitness, and it's, prep my meals, make sure I'm taking my greens powder, drink more water, or watch my macro intake. And I have like podcast ideas, how to increase productivity with the podcast, batch clips for Instagram. I got write ideas for podcast. I have record podcast earlier, which is something that we try to do. But yeah, that's just, I made a mission list, and it's like, it. And do you want to know what sparked this whole, like, create a mission list and do better and start to improve? Do you want to know what it was that really sparked that for me?
What?
It was when we realized that our trading plan needed work. And this is really what I wanted to get into. It's a long prelim for it, but my big idea here, my big brain strategy, what's going on with this statement, what I'm trying to get to here. The punchline is, no matter who you are, in most cases, I believe this is the way of all things, is that I liken it like this. A person is going to work the hardest when their back is against the wall. And it is the same thing as a wolf. A wolf will gnaw its own paw out of a trap just to free itself. You know what I mean? In the purest animalistic way. If you're one of those people that's like, humans are animals, we have animalistic behaviors, we behave like animals, we can learn from blah blah blah. If you want to liken people to animals, that's your goal. It's like, dude, a wolf, no matter what, hey, if a wolf is in the Arctic and it gets caught by a snare for a rabbit, and it's got it by the paw, and it starts to get hungry, that wolf will do anything it takes to survive, including gnawing its own paw off to get out and run away. And right. The same as a person, you know what I mean? It's like when a person is back up against the wall, my money's gone. I have no money left. My money flow isn't working. My mindset sucks. I'm gaining weight. I'm ruining my relationships with selfish behavior. My ego's taking over my love life. Like, when you start to put your back against the wall, that's when changes are made. In the area of living in the uncomfortable is where you make changes. And this week taught me that a lot. And if I'm being honest, the biggest trade revelations and the biggest finance revelations and the biggest life revelations and dramatic shifts in my life that I've ever had have all come from extreme moments of pressure.
Right.
Like absolutely extreme moments of pressure, like 2 days away from paying rent, and it's like, oh, I don't have the money. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised what you can fucking pull off when you're a day away from doing, when, you know what I mean? You'd be surprised what the body is capable of, like the amount of pain and stress the body is capable of when you are put in between the wall and you're being crushed. Like, when it comes down to that, like, how do you feel about that? I don't want to ramble.
No, you're not. I mean, I know what you mean, and I wish I could put what I'm thinking right now into words, because I've definitely experienced exactly what you're talking about, and it's in a situation like that, the quote unquote laziest person can become the most productive when they have to. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
To get out of any situation, because that's just what I guess the human mind is capable of, the human body is capable. You know what I mean? Like you said, like when you're in between the wall and you're getting crushed, you're gonna do whatever.
What are you gonna
to get
do?
out.
Yeah, what you're gonna do something you wouldn't normally do.
Exactly. So I know exactly what you. I mean, I've dealt with it. Not dealt with it, but I've had that happen before.
No, I'm
especially
sure
with
you've dealt
trading.
with it. I'm sure you've dealt with it. Not and to be fair, I know that you've dealt with it in the trading aspect. We both have been,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? We've been in that fight together for a long time. So I understand. We both understand it on that level, but everybody's had it. Like there's no like living in a comfortability standpoint. You yourself had your own comfortability standpoint. Like maybe it's not as dramatic as chewing your paw out of a trap, or
Right.
like you know something crazy, you know, it can always be worse. But when you were like I've been incredibly stagnant since quarantine, and how am I going to fix that? I bought a bike and I'm beginning a physical change regimen. That's
Yeah.
it.
I
That's
mean,
an example of being under pressure and doing something about it. You know what I mean? Like you're making a change. Living in
yeah.
comfortability, when you find comfort is dangerous. You should always be,
Exactly.
you have to, comfort is incredibly dangerous because here, you know what? I'll give a perfect prime example. Um in 2 trading nights, 4 hours each night, we got so much data put together and so much brainstorming for a new trading strategy, or at least an increase on this trading strategy we had. Whereas, you know, the 7 or 8 trading sessions prior to that, we were completely stagnant. We
It
were
was just plug and play.
It was just plug and play, and it's like, dude, it wasn't until the heat got turned up and it was like something has to change. This doesn't feel good enough yet. It
You
wasn't
start asking questions.
until you start asking questions, making statements, assuming.
Assuming.
Oh, it wasn't until you kind of got there, where where you were like, hey, like there's something else buried here that we can pick up, and you know you can't blame yourself for that. Whereas like a person who is, you know, trying to take a break from something, and like they're in hardship, and it's like I work so hard but still can't make ends meet. It's like, you know, a lot of people aren't like, I'm sure a lot of people can be like, I'm not lazy and I still don't get ahead. Like I try really hard. And to that, I would say, I think trading has a lot to do with that, because, or at least you could liken the two or fuse the two together, because you could work really hard at trading and you can bash your head into the wall over and over again over it, trying to make it better and fix it and do it, and it just doesn't work. And you know you're gonna stand up and face that wall where it's just when you're talking to somebody, they absorb a lot of it and they respond. But try going and talking to a blank wall, because you're only gonna be able to talk to yourself. And when you hear
Right.
and when you hear the shit coming out of your mouth, you know, when you hear the shit coming out of your mouth and you're the one listening and you have to respond to your own shit, you're like, wow, this guy has no idea what he's fucking doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's I've had that feeling 1,000 times, where it's like, I really think I know what I'm talking about. I'm doing really well, and then you know we go talk to our mentor, and he's like, "No," you know what I mean?
He throws out
You got
things and
to,
you're like, oh, okay.
yeah. Oh my god, the most simple shit. You would have thought that I was like getting hit by cars every day, and he was like, "Why don't you just walk on the sidewalk?" Like,
It honestly is like
shit, so simple. Like,
but it's and that's why you know what I think when I hear something like, you know, him teaching us things that you said should be obvious.
right?
It reminds me of the saying. Have you ever heard the saying, your network is your net worth?
No, actually,
So it's like always expand, you know, talk to people that are higher up than what you want to be, because they're going to show you things that, like, you know what I mean, that should be super obvious, but like,
right?
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's like your network is your net worth means that the more you grow, or the more people that you talk to that are higher up, the more you're going to grow along with them, because that's just when you put yourself around that type of thing, you know what I mean? You grow into that. Is that, I don't know
yeah.
how to
No,
word
that's
it.
no, exactly. That's birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, our mentor likes to say that a lot, and
Yeah.
that's right along the network thing. Like, it's so true. You know, you got to surround yourself, because listen, you could sit in a room with a pad and a pen and try to figure stuff out for only so long before your limitations are met. But
Right.
you take your doodles and you go bring it to your friend who has a fresh perspective, fresh everything, completely separate mindset and drive, and then he looks at it for 2 seconds and he deciphers it and he goes, well, you know, it took you A all the way to C to get to this, but like you could do A all the way to fucking F to get to this, you know, like speaking in terms of the alphabet or whatever, how to liken that, but like, you know what I mean? You did step
Right.
1 through 20 and you came out with this, but like I can get that done step 1 to 4. Don't you want to know how to do this faster? Or like they have a better idea and they can just shine light on things. And that, I mean, we talked about this before, but that's why having a partner and having a trade friend or a business friend or somebody to bounce ideas off of is so important, because you can have so much more of a organic,
two,
you know, it's
like 2 minds are better than 1.
Yeah, that's not a bullshit saying. It's a totally real saying. Like,
I mean, it's just, you know, like you said, somebody looking at it with a there are so many things that I've done in life, and maybe not like a ton of things, but there are things that I've done in life that I've been trying to do, like trying to maybe fix something or whatever it was. And I just am getting frustrated and I can't do it, or I'm stumped. And then I bring like maybe a friend comes in or a family member and they say something and it clicks, and it's like they see it in a fresh perspective and they instantly identify what needs to be done or what's wrong. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't give yourself that fresh look. You wouldn't walk away from the project long enough to find those fresh eyes and come back to it.
Exactly. It's kind of like when you deal with like writer's block. I don't know. I've dealt with, you know what I mean?
Yes. That's huge.
I've never dealt with writer's block because I don't write anything. Right. I mean, my brother used to make music, and he's dealt with it before, and I don't know how you get over that, but it's, you know.
Yeah, there's so much. Like, I've been like, music is my all-time passion, and it's my everything. It's singing, guitar, producing, and you know, playing live shows and things like that is everything to me. And like, writer's block is so tricky, because it's like I know what I want to get out, but I can't get it out. Nothing's coming out, but I have it like in there. And like that's like potential. That's like, it's built up potential. It's the same with like, dude, I know I'm a better trader, I can make more money, or I know I'm better than this, my boss should give me a promotion. Like it's pent up potential, and you have to find workarounds. And the best way to get over writer's block from a musical standpoint is to switch it up. You know, often people will like change the tuning on their guitars, or they'll try a different singing technique, or they will try to be in a different room even. Like, oh, I write all my songs in my bedroom. I started writing in the kitchen and made a fucking banger. You know what I mean? It's like crazy shit like that. Like, so it's the simplest little things. I would argue, I wish, like, if I ever find this motherfucker, I'll put him on the damn podcast. But if I find a trader who one day had a shit strategy, changed the color of his candlesticks, and then had a fucking $1 million strategy just because of it, you know what I mean? Like, that, it could be that simple. It's finding a needle in the haystack. You just like flip that switch. Like sometimes you just wake up and that shit is in you. You know what I mean? It's like suddenly you just got a wild hair up your ass and you're like, oh my God, I know exactly what I have to do now.
Right.
It feels that simple to me. So much, it's so much potential built up, but that's basically all I wanted to say about that, because I've just been like really pushing harder and trying a lot harder in just everyday everything. And, you know, self-improvement has given me fresh eyes, and I don't think that it's a coincidence that we were able to like rip through this these adjustments to our trade plan. I don't think that it was a coincidence that we, you know, this is how we make more money. This is what we have to start. This is how we can improve. How do we take this machine and make it better? You know what I mean? It's like, why do you think there's a new fucking iPhone every year? It's like making it better. Like, they don't just stick with it. It's like, you know, you build upon what you have.
Yeah, exactly. They take what anything can be built upon. And I think
anything.
I don't want to credit this because I've done it for 2 damn days, but like,
no.
I had the idea of this bike, right? Yeah. And the whole idea was to change my health. And when I finally started doing it, and I did it the first day, I was instantly like, okay, this is not bad. I can do this. You know what I mean? And I have that all written out. And then we started talking about this, and coming off of that and wanting to change that helped me ask questions and want to change this and better every aspect of my life in one way or another.
There it goes. You know what I mean? It's just, it all,
everything links.
I was just about to say that.
You know, better one thing, it's gonna better.
Yeah,
overall quality of life is gonna improve.
You know, I said this in the fucking first episode of the podcast, and I will say it again: discipline in all things. That's what we preach to the people who we teach how to trade. That's what we preach to the people who want to be better or want to, you know, escape their jobs, escape the 9-to-5, just get better. Discipline in all things. And I'm sure everybody's done this, but you preach one thing and sometimes you teach and you don't learn. You know what I mean? I'll tell the people this, don't do that, and then I won't do all that, and then I'll do the one thing that I'm not supposed to do. Like, we all suffer from it, but discipline in all things is the it's the constant. You know, if you can always be doing better, trying harder, what more can you ask?
You're right.
That was a common thing that we used to ask ourselves when we would trade, which is like we would have a perfect setup, and then we used to try to figure out ways to like break that setup down or like figure out why it might lose. And it's like at the end of the day, and we always ended up asking ourselves this: it's like, what more do you need to fucking see to be content with taking that damn trade? Yeah. What more do you need to see? It's like it's doing all the things, it's checking all the boxes, and you're still like, but it's like you're just scared. And I honest to God think that has to do, that's the same thing with life is like, and I thought this way before I started trading. And, you know, I'm really hoping to get our mentor on the podcast one day and have him chat because it would be a great time, a really great learning lesson and a good talk because he's always got good shit to say. But, I mean, honestly, I was going so many places with that. I don't even know where to go, but you just have to, like, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts? How to drag that through?
I mean, we still, you know how you were saying, like, you can look for a million things for trading, for instance, you can look for a million things in order to do something. And then sometimes when we used to do those type of trades, we would ask ourselves after the fact, why didn't we? Because we would talk ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we didn't see enough or blah, blah, blah. I think it's kind of like, this is just kind of where I'm going with it. Opportunity is everywhere. Mm-hmm. And you can continue to look for it, but when it's right in front of your face, sometimes you just gotta take it.
Yep.
Does that
everything? Kind of, no, it does. It makes total sense because everything worth doing, everything worth having involves risk.
Exactly, and you can, because like our mentor has said, you know, when trades at least, when you're trying to take a trade, you know, you're like a lawyer building a case. Well, when you're trying to make a decision in life and you're trying to take a step into the direction that you want to go. You can look for a million reasons to take it or when to take the step, but the moment you just do it is the moment that you're going to end up a lot farther in life. Because I mean, even if you took the step in and it failed, at least you took the step and now you know what not to do next time.
You might have learned a lot more from that than
you think learn a lot from failure.
Yeah, you learned a lot.
A ton from failure.
Oh my God, I've learned the most.
I mean, think about it like. Sorry.
No.
Straight up cut you off.
No, you're fine. I'm just laughing at myself because like the amount of times that I've failed and been like, oh my God, something like came of this.
Right, and it's what I was like, because now we're working on our trade strategy, and I don't want to get super deep into that, but you know, the reason we're working on our trade strategy is because it's like, okay, we have this really great system here, but there are some losers still. Now we have to ask questions as to why we are failing. Exactly. What can we do to fix the failure?
And the thing is like it's people could argue of all different types of areas they come from. They could say, well, you're always going to have losers. And, you know, a great thing that I like to say is losing, whether it's in trading stock or it's holding stock or investing money of any kind, is that you know the risk and you might lose money. The best way to think about losing money in whether it's Forex market, stock trading, or whatever you're doing that involves, you know, being your own entrepreneur in the Forex business or trading business, you know how it works, crypto trading, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows that you might lose money. Consider your losses a business expense. You know, it doesn't matter what the company was. They wasted a lot of money doing a lot of shit that you never fucking saw. How many iPhone prototypes do you think they spent millions on before a good one hit the shelf?
Right.
And I'm not talking about like 1 through 5 was ass and then 6 was cool. I'm talking about the ones that you never saw. Like all the ones that
never even made it to the shelves.
The ones that never made it to the shelves, like they probably put like, I'm sure they had an iPhone that had like 30 cameras on the back and they were like, we're calling it the i20 and it's got like 20 cameras on it. And like, they were like, no. And they spent millions of dollars making that prototype. You know how it works. Like, think of your losses as a business expense because God, if you start taking it personal every time you lose, which I've done hundreds of times, you're taking something difficult and you're making it so much harder for no reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Because trading is already so hard to do. And it's one of those things that's so difficult to do that everybody likes to say they understand how to do. Because I still don't fucking understand how to do it.
I don't get it at all.
No one ever gets it. You don't ever, I mean, you do. But in my opinion,
there's forever knowledge.
Exactly. There is so much knowledge that if you claim to be a master or if you claim to be done learning, you have already fucking lost. And here I come, I'm about to pass you. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of mindset that you have to have. Like, you should be running headfirst into this brick wall until one day you crack it, even though you never will. Like, the minute you give up, It's in anything. The minute you're like, I'm good enough, like, yeah, I understand maintenance. It's like, oh, I have my summer bod and I'm just going to keep it here. I'm not going to get super jacked. It's like, yeah, I get it. There's your maintenance. You're not going to try that hard anymore because you're like kind of steady. But you get my point.
No, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's so much like that. But yeah, I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know, fear keeps you out of doing things, a lot of things. It keeps you out of doing a lot.
Really random.
What? No, go ahead.
You said you miss 100% of the shots you never take. Who said that?
Who said it?
Yeah, give me the person who said that, because I know you're gonna say one person. It's a different person. It irritates me.
I don't even know whoever said that. I don't know. I just heard the saying.
Damn it. Okay, never mind. Because most people.
Whoa,
like,
wait, hang on.
Like, no,
hang on a second. Hang on a damn second. You got beef? There's beef here I don't know about? You're like, that irritates me. You go ahead and say it. I'm going to light you up. Because, hang on. I got to hear me out. No, not hear me out. I'm hearing you out. Dude. Hear me out, dude.
So, at my old high school, they had that written outside of the weight room.
Okay.
And it said, Michael Jordan. And I was like, that is not Michael Jordan. Wayne Gretzky said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and everybody was like, oh, Michael Jordan said that. No, Michael Jordan said it after Wayne Gretzky said it, and everyone was like, well, Michael Jordan saying. No.
Oh, wow.
Give credit where credit's due. Either way.
You know,
I know that's super random.
You want to know what the... No, it's fine. Do you want to know what the weight room at my high school said?
Get in here, fatty. No, what?
no. It said... That'll get him to come in.
That'll get him in here. What?
It said baby weights make. Wait, no. Oh fuck! What? Hang on. No, it says No, it said I thought it was more clever than this. I guess it's not that funny because that's where my brain filtered it. It was like, oh, it's not that funny. It's baby weights make baby muscles, and then it was like a frowny face.
What the?
So it was basically like stop lifting like a pussy. It was like start trying harder.
Stop being a bitch. Lift heavy.
Stop being a bitch. Yeah, no. So.
All right. Speaking of weight rooms, and I hate to bring it back to this, but did you hear Elon Musk is making his own town? Segway.
Segway.
Yeah, Elon Musk is buying. So you know where they do all the SpaceX launches?
I don't know specifically, but I know that there's
they have like they have like an area for the SpaceX launch. He is buying, I think, the land. It's a big chunk of land there, and he's calling it Starbase. It's a city for engineers.
Damn, I thought we were gonna get through the whole podcast without talking about Elon Musk.
I can't. I just hear too much about him.
This is what you said last podcast. You were like, he does so much, I can't not talk about it.
He's making a fucking town now.
He's making a fucking town. This is Christopher Columbus.
The dude does everything. Like, I just wanted to, bring that up.
Well, what can you tell me about Starbase?
Not much, honestly.
Is it? Please tell me it's taxied by Teslas.
That would be great.
It has to be, right? Also, can we talk about the motherfucker that works at the Tesla dealership 3 blocks from my house that drives a Ford pickup truck to work every day?
That's a thing?
Yeah, no, I'm actually talking about it. Like, can we talk about that? Because it boggles me, right? Like, they don't just give you one.
Well, I guess not. I mean,
they don't just
I don't think they would, no. It's not. I mean, I have a buddy that works at Tesla. He makes the cars. He works in the manufacturing. So he doesn't drive Tesla.
Interesting. It's just so weird, right? It's like, here's an electric car saving the planet, and here comes Jimbo coming in for his graveyard shift, and he's just fucking coming in with all that black smoke coming out of the back of his truck, and it's like,
You said it's an F-150?
Something like that.
No back smoke, F-150. But either way, yeah, no, I know what you mean. But like, did you know if you work at like, I don't know, like the GM manufacturing plant, if you drive a Ford, they used to like, people would like, I don't know, do shit to your car. And like I heard some crazy stories, and I know they're not true.
Okay, well,
at all.
Oh, disclaimer.
The
following story is not fucking true. Don't lose your marbles over it.
So I heard that somebody worked at the Jeep plant in Toledo, and they drove, I think it was like a Toyota or a Honda or something. And when he came out of his shift at work, his car was on the roof.
Oh.
As like a prank, because he was driving a Honda or a Toyota to his Jeep job. He should have had a Jeep.
Damn.
And like I hear this stuff all the time, and I don't know if it's real. Like, you think, like, that's a lot of work, right?
Well, okay. How would you go about getting car onto the roof like that?
I don't know. A crane?
A crane?
But I don't think they just have a crane on hand, take it apart and put it back together up there. I mean, they know how to do it.
So what kind of car went to the roof?
I think it was like a Honda Civic or something.
Well, you know what they say.
A Civic on the roof's better than a Toyota on the ground.
If you can't afford a Toyota or ram a Honda.
Exactly. Shit, I was gonna say something.
You were gonna say something. What'd you say?
Take it away, Miller.
Did you just forceful segue me? Is that the kind of podcast that we have now?
Okay. No, that's not the type. Okay, let's talk about this Elon Musk town.
Okay, yeah, back to it. We kind of jumped off the wagon on that one.
Actually, yeah. Okay, I just remember what I was gonna say. So you said they were gonna tax you. You were like, are they gonna tax you with Teslas?
Uh-huh.
It is illegal in the United States for there to be completely self-driving cars. But do you think in his town he'll allow the Teslas to be completely self-driving?
Well, that depends on if it's Native American blessed land where it's like their law only.
It's the Tesla blessed land.
You know what I'm saying? Like they pour space dust and AA battery juice all over the ground in there, and they hum the Windows theme music, and then it blesses the land.
Night. That's probably exactly what Elon Musk does every night.
I'm sure.
I can see it.
No, he speaks in binary to his child, and his child reboots, and then it's. You know,
I mean, I can see it. Have you seen his child's name?
Version 1.8.5.6.8 10 10 and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Have you seen his child's name?
Now, I actually was recently talking about this with somebody. How do you pronounce it? Isn't it like ARC 12 or something like that? ARC A12.
The AE, you know how it's like an AE mixed together.
Yeah, it's a Greek symbol, I believe, right?
They said that part is pronounced Archangel.
Okay.
So it's like X Archangel 12.
You know, I can't stop picturing AA-12 shotgun.
This is my baby, he a shotgun.
Like,
this is my buddy 12 gauge.
This is my buddy 12 gauge.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So yeah, I know of his child, and I remember that being a thing. And honestly, I completely disassociated that from Elon Musk.
Because it's like, what are you doing?
It's like we don't claim that.
You made so many great things, but what is this?
No, I mean, listen. I don't care if Kim Kardashian names her child Northwest, Southeast, or West. I don't care what they name their children. I don't care East, West. I don't care what they name their kids. Chicago. I don't care what it is. I don't care what Elon Musk names his kid. I don't care what anybody names their kids, period. Like, I'm not going to be like, you named your kid dumb, something stupid, and I'm mad about it. It is not my business. I don't care. All I'm saying is numbers.
In a name?
Put numbers in his name. And he's not even like number one.
He's 12?
He's
where's
12? Like, did he eat him? Is this an iRobot thing? I don't even know if that kid is birthed from a lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he
nice?
Is he a robot? Is this iRobot? Can someone call Will Smith?
Is this a new like Tesla undercover technology?
Model infant Tesla? Is it
model infant?
How old is XAE12 now?
I think like 6 months.
Really? It's been that. Oh wow, that's a lot younger. Now I feel bad.
What did you think? Like 5?
I thought he was like at least a year or two by this point. Like, it's been a while, right? How old is the Nintendo Switch?
Dude, like a couple years.
They're
I think
like, step cousins or something like that, right? Like, that's how they.
What? Nice.
Oh, no, I apologize. I take it back. It's not what he names his kid is not my business. I don't care. It's just you can't name a kid with numbers and then be like, people aren't going to say something about that. I'm sure he doesn't care though. And I really don't care. I would be glad if he was like 18, 19, he had a job and stuff, I would go shake his hand and be like, dude, it's nice to meet you. I would never like make fun of him.
Yo, that actually looks probably dope on a name tag.
It really probably does. Honestly, he's probably going to be like a John Wick badass.
Yeah, dude. Here comes. I'm going to continue to say XAE12.
Is that how you say it?
No, it's X Archangel 12.
XAE12 sounds cooler though, almost.
Yeah, XAE12.
Yeah. Maybe
X Archangel.
Maybe his name is Archie. Maybe they call him Archie.
I was literally about to say, what if they just call him Archie?
We're on the same brainwave.
Archie.
What if Elon hears this and he's like, Archie? And he's like, hey, Archie. He's just calling him his kid. He's like, I fixed it. I fixed it.
I fixed it. It may be a little different right now, but you're Archie.
Listen, I have no qualms. I don't mind that his kid is named that. Honestly, that kid's probably gonna be a bad motherfucker one day. Elon's a bad motherfucker as it is. It's this, it's that. But if the next one pops out and he names it after a cryptocurrency, it's over.
Dogecoin. This is my baby Dogecoin.
This is my Doji right here. Like,
so
speaking of, I got like $1 in Dogecoin yesterday. The stock went up. You know what I'm saying? Or cryptocurrency.
Did it go up to $1? Because if it went to $1, everybody freaking out. Or did
no,
it just
no. I gained $1.
Nice. You are really making big power.
I'm on the way. Somebody's accepting Dogecoin. I saw some shit. I should come more prepared for our podcast. A business? Yeah, no, somewhere's accepting Dogecoin now.
See, how does that work?
Fuck if I know.
Do you cash app them the Dogecoin or the let's say?
Dude, I honestly have no idea. I think it's transferred in barks or in doggy bags or some shit like that.
Here's that'll be 0.3 doggy bags. All right, thank you. Here you go.
Doggy bags.
Well, actually, technically, Dogecoin's super cheap. It'd be like 8 million.
Yeah, no, bags. I think $20 bought me like 500 shares of Dogecoin, and if it went to $1, it'd be like, dude, that's like nuts.
You'd be rich.
Yeah. Buy it at like 1/10 of a penny or something. It's crazy. If it ever does, I mean, everybody said, well, God, we really can't go one podcast without talking about Bitcoin or Elon Musk, can we? We just can't.
Jesus, I am freaking out.
Was that an actual silence?
What?
Was that an actual silence, or were you talking just then?
Oh, I was talking.
Oh, you were talking. You cut out a little bit.
Damn it. You should have heard me. I had a stroke. I was like, do you think
I think your internet did you a fucking favor. How's the Starlink going, by the way, since we have a reoccurring every podcast is the same, we just ask the same questions.
Okay. I'll bring it back to what I was gonna say before we cut out.
Okay.
Starlink's great. It's fantastic,
nice.
Other than the occasional cutout, but that's hobby. Okay, speaking of Elon Musk, back to Archie.
Oh, Archie, yeah, right.
So, like, when Archie gets pulled over, right, getting a ticket, you think that cop's gonna walk up and look at the license and be like, it's gonna say like X8012, and they're gonna be like, is that really you? Like,
I feel like he's gonna be like, is this your license plate number? And he's gonna be like, nah, fam, that's me. And he's gonna be like, nah.
It's gonna be like one of them. Can you shut up the car for me, please? Like one of them type of things.
Speaking of cybernetics and all this bullshit, I would like for you to pose to the audience and anyone listening the same dumb shit ass question you posed to me the other night when you asked me that physics ass bullshit about the forklifts.
Okay. Yes.
And please show your work.
Show my work. How do I show my work?
Exactly.
Okay, so if two forklifts drove up front to front to each other, nose to nose,
fork to fork,
and they put fork to fork, and they put the forks under each other to where it's covering the entire underneath of each forklift.
Right. Not under the forks, under the wheels and everything.
Under the entire thing, and they both hit raise or whatever the hell it is at the same time. They both lift it up. What would happen? Right? What would happen? Right. And you're like, well, they'd hit a fulcrum point. No, bro, they'd levitate.
See, that was... I joined the chat like, hey, what's the charts looking like? Hey!
Forklifts.
What happens if two forklifts pick each other up at the same time? No pause, and you go, they levitate, right? And I was
levitate.
I couldn't answer that. You know who I would love to answer that? If, God forbid, we get Elon Musk on the podcast. Ask him that shit.
I don't even Elon could answer that.
You know who could? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He could. We should message Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, I have his number.
Do you?
Yeah, I have. It's funny. I'm gonna make a fucking segment, put it on Instagram, and it's gonna be like, how many numbers does Josh actually have? Because right now, I have Elon's number, I have Pontiac's number, I have Neil deGrasse Tyson's number. I think I have Fergie's number too.
Who?
Fergie.
Oh, Fergie. I think you said Furby.
What do you mean who?
I think you said Furby, like one of the little animal.
No, dude, Fergie, like Fergalicious.
Yeah, like
she's alive. Hit a Fergie.
On a tell her to bring around something around.
Looking at my
Exactly, that's how the song goes.
That Grammy nominated. Is she Grammy nominated? She should be.
For Fergalicious.
Boom boom Is that wait? That's Fergie's in Black Eyed Peas, right? Yeah, she is.
Yeah. That's what Boom Boom Pow is from. Black Eyed Peas.
That's what is one? Well, huh?
Boom Boom Pow.
Is that what we call our trading strategy?
We should call it, because every time I'm like, we're back testing and I'm showing you my screen, I go, it goes boom boom and then pow.
You really do that every time. You're like, hey, here's a setup, boom boom bam, and I'm like, oh shit.
The old boom boom bam, the old boom boom pow. The I'ma be.
The I'ma be. Andre 3000, bam bam. So I would like to also announce that we have ended our campaign with who was that? Was that Coke? We were doing a Coke sponsorship.
Was it Coke?
We were seconds away from a Coke sponsorship, and that's absolute facts. FAX.
Nice.
And I fucked it up.
What'd you do?
I was talking to the president at Coke, and I was like, "Listen, I need at least a flight of stairs worth of Diet Coke vanilla on the double."
What?
On the double. And he said, "Eat my ass. Enjoy Coca-Cola," and hung up on me. So we're gonna sever that, and Pepsi, we're coming for you. We've announced the all-out war campaign to get Pepsi as a sponsorship. Segway, go hit it.
Segway. So Elon Musk, to reel it back in with the fishing pole of Musk.
To segue back in.
Swagway.
Okay.
Have you heard about I was gonna say Cyberlink. I think it is called Cyberlink.
Is it that thing that goes in your head?
It makes you like the smartest person. It gives you all the knowledge.
Isn't it like Google though?
No, it's like it goes into your mind and it gives you. It can like take away diseases, and not take away diseases, but it can like fix things in your body.
What
and
the
like
fuck?
It can reprogram your brain and all these sorts of weird things. And that's Elon doing that. And like, how do you feel about that? Would you do something like that?
One question.
Okay.
How do you feel about that in the aspect of like, wouldn't it completely obliterate the need to be a trader? Because if it thinks for you and it's super smart.
No, it doesn't think for you.
It doesn't think for you? It's not how that works?
It just enhances your brain. So it's like, I don't know how it works. And that's, where were you going with the gets rid of the need to be a trader?
So if it gets rid of it wouldn't ever, I guess the way I was thinking about it is if everybody had this Cyberlink bullshit, it would be like we're all on the same page now. So
no one's smarter than anybody else.
And I don't really know if I want to give up being stupid.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
But I agree with you. Like the human part of it.
You know, being a bottom feeder is all I've ever known.
Nice. Yeah. But like, it's so weird because everybody's like, I'm not doing that. Like, and that's just the first. Think about it like this: when we're 40 or 50,
right?
How many more of these little types of things are there going to be that you can insert into your body? Like
that's a good point, right?
Hand, you can put one behind your ear, like.
So I'm 24, and I'm about to be 25. I'll be done if I live to 100, which I won't. But if I live to 100, I'm a quarter done. Okay, I got 3/4 of gas left, and I got to stop at a Chevron. Essentially, like I haven't had to put shit in me that does anything yet, so you know we're good for right now. Like. I would not love to have any shit like that put in me, but I get lost, or at least when I break 65, 70 years old, I'm getting chipped. If I don't get chipped, I'm gonna get lost on a walk. They're not gonna
never come back.
They're not gonna be able to find me. I need a shock collar. I need chipped. I need regular grooming, and they should fucking neuter me while they're at it.
Damn.
Like I want the full poodle workup. I want to be a well-groomed old man. I'm hitting the barber every Friday at 7 p.m. And I'm gonna be the best. Let me ask you something. Do you think that you're gonna be an elegant old man, or do you think you're gonna be one of them like shitting their pants at the dinner table?
I'm gonna be a train wreck when I'm old.
I'm
a train wreck now.
I plan on crashing at the station at 44.
What?
Hitting grounds. I'm talking ground nothing. Like I'm gonna be
lowest of the low.
Yeah, I'm full send nothing. I'm full send just broken at 44, 45 maybe.
So speaking of age, 44, 45, getting chipped.
Yep, getting chipped.
I heard this like last year, I think. They said that this generation might be the first one to choose whether we want to die or not.
What generation? Ours? Or Gen like Z?
Ours, kind of. Like us and back.
Choose when they want to die?
If they want to die.
If they want to die. You're talking like immortality?
Yeah, when we're like 70, 75, they're going to have so much. You can already put a cybernetic thing in your brain that'll do a bunch of stuff for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude,
imagine what they're going to have in 60 years.
When I was just a little kid, I was still watching TV on a dome screen. You know, like a static old dome screen. So it's like, look at where we are right now. I'm looking at a curved monitor tracking a podcast with, you know, 2 monitors and like a microphone. I got music equipment all around me and like all this shit.
When we were kids, power windows weren't even standard.
Shit, no, they weren't. You got power windows in that beast?
Yeah.
The Excursion has power windows?
Yeah. Damn. It has a TV.
I didn't know that you were living on the edge.
I'm living on the edge. I'm about to break.
Do Teslas have power windows?
Yeah, let's actually talk about that. So Teslas are great cars, right?
Yeah.
Not for the winter.
Are you bringing up the door thing?
Yeah.
What's that like? I've never opened a Tesla door ever. So it's like
when the handle pops out and you have to open it, right?
Yeah.
But the way that a Tesla is built is the window. You know how there's the windows on cars that don't have the frame on top? It's just it ends at the window on the door.
Yeah.
So the window slides into the body. So when you pull the handle open, the window slides down a little bit and then goes back up.
Oh.
And when it's cold as hell, it freezes. And you can't open the door because it won't slide down.
So Teslas are not for winter.
Not for winter.
There's no workaround for that? They haven't figured that out?
I don't know why that's even a thing.
Was that not thought about?
Like, why is that so stupid? Is that like even though I know my vehicle is old, but this happens to every vehicle I've ever had. I live in a place that gets extremely cold.
This is true.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, let's say I'm going to like a drive-through or something. A lot of the times in the early mornings, my windows are completely frozen shut.
Yeah, I've definitely. Yeah, I used to have that with my Buick all the time when I was back home.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter what type of vehicle it's going to be, unless you have a strong ass motor.
Yeah.
That's not and I don't know why you would ever require the window to have to be rolled down in order to open your door.
I guess that's true.
Why is that? I think Elon Musk is a very smart man, but that on design choice, dumb as hell.
I guess so. Yeah.
Dumb as hell.
To me, that sounds like an oversight. Like they just didn't think about that.
But like, there's been so many cars with windows like that. Like, who thought, that's how that should? I don't know. It's just goofy.
I guess that's true.
And I'm pretty sure there's an issue with the door handles because if they get frozen, they can't pop out.
Yeah, right. No, that's what I thought you were going to say, actually.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm talking about the windows. The windows have to roll down in order to open the door.
That's really strange.
Yeah, the window has to come down like 2 inches in order to open the door.
Shit, I have no idea.
Isn't that just weird?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, to be fair, like I always assumed that Teslas would only be out west because they're just so popular. But I guess eventually the whole country's gonna want them.
I see them around here all the time. I see them driving in the roads.
Yeah, it was like the last year I saw Teslas driving all over the place back there. So
and it became a common issue where people were like, I can't open my car door.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I don't know.
Maybe. Hear me out.
Hear me out, dude.
Hear me out, dude. Maybe Elon was like, fuck those poor bastards who don't have a garage.
Wow.
And if you park your bitch in the street, you don't deserve to get into it.
Damn, he was like, you know what? Non-garage havers don't deserve a Tesla.
You better have an insulated ass fucking Rubik's cubic fucking place to park that fucking spaceship.
You better have a whole heater in there. It better be a crisp 78.7 degrees. It better be perfect for this Tesla. But I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And it's like, from a person so smart, they did something.
Yeah, that is a little strange to me. Yeah, it's a little strange to me.
The dude literally made rockets that can land themselves, and now he can't make a car that opens, the doors open in the winter.
I'm sure he has a solution for the problem.
Yeah, don't make that a requirement to open the door. Like, come on.
Yeah, but I got you on that one. That's a little strange.
It's just goofy. And also, there's like no door handles in a Tesla.
Yeah, I every time I see a Tesla, I'm like, I wouldn't even know how to get in that. Like, I see a little thing, but like, how do you get that to pop out?
Well, also, on the inside, there's no door handles. There's a button.
What?
You press a button and it opens the door.
Damn, I should look at more Tesla
so if the battery dies, How do you get out?
I'm coming after one of them Teslas too. I want one of those. So
No, you can get out though. They did put an emergency door handle, but I don't know why they didn't just make a regular. Just ignore the part. You're putting two things for one thing. There's one. It's on the bottom of the door.
What used to be the only way to open doors is now the emergency way to open doors.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let me. I got one more question for you, sir.
Yeah.
Coming from the bullish lightning bolt himself, man to fucking man. I'm talking fucking. Look me in the eyes and tell me these facts.
Okay.
Where can the people find this podcast?
They can find this podcast on Pinterest.
Yup.
They can find it on. We have a mean Tumblr.
We have a mean Tumblr, and it's not all porn.
Nice.
Not all of it.
Not all of it.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. No promises that none of it. And we have a really crazy like schedule pinned up on your little bulletin board at work. So wherever your bulletin board is at work, just go look at it.
You can find this podcast on a bulletin board near you.
Anywhere.
Coming
it's just gonna
soon
appear.
to IMAX and soon to be sponsored by Pepsi.
Soon, because Coke fell through.
And I'm pretty sure you can find this podcast on YouTube at Pipsqueaks Podcast.
I think that's a place you can find it.
If I haven't accidentally deleted it yet, we have an Instagram. It's at Pipsqueaks Podcast.
I can see that happening one day.
I am your co-host, Josh, and then over there, across the way, across the yonder, through the nether, you might even say, is your other co-host, the Bullish Lightning Bolt Flowers.
Flowers. That's my name. First name, last, middle name, F.
And you can find new episodes. You can find new episodes of this podcast every Monday. And if you ever find a week where there's just no Monday, there'll still be a podcast.
We'll figure it out. We'll squeeze
From
it in
all
there.
of us at AMC.
All of us.
You can catch the fucking music on your goddamn way out.
Damn.
I've been me, you've been you.
Thank you.
Bye.